In the world of wild nature, many animals live in groups where collective interaction and cooperation helps them survive and prosper. Although sometimes it happens that an animal, for different reasons, is excluded from the group and has to survive by itself. In this video, we'll introduce you to some of those incredible lone animals. Everybody knows the expression, the lion is the king of the jungle. What if I clear up some of your knowledge about these big and beautiful kitties? Did you know that only 10% of lions live in prides? The others roam around the savannah trying to survive. Indeed, struggling to survive. On the contrast to those strong lone wolves, lions choose rather to shift hunting to females. Actually, not each lion can be called a king. No doubt, alpha males that have several females lead a typical royal life, lying in the shade of the trees. Like your pet cat, a lion can sleep up to 15 hours a day. On the whole, things don't run smoothly for lions, as only 20% of progeny reach the age of 2 to 3 years. The worst thing is that the very alpha males force young males into exile to make them learn survival skills. In isolation? So harsh, why? The thing is that his children, so-called princes, can unite against the alpha and take his life in order to claim his status. The king feels all right in his role and doesn't want to share it. But what shall young exiled lions do? Try to survive and build their own kingdom. Sometimes it takes years, and finally, they stay alone. They have to get food, avoiding the territory of other prides, or even feed on dead flesh. And the defeated alpha male is the least fortunate. In such a situation, the lion is seriously injured, starvation and diseases will soon beat him. So is the price for the status, the king of the jungle. There are animals that are essentially loners in their nature. Take, for example, one more relative of cats, a leopard. They are the most eligible bachelors of the jungle, forests, and savanna. These big cats, famous for their beauty and elegance, live alone. They meet with other representatives only during mating season or bringing up babies. The rest of the time, both males and females enjoy their status of being single and don't owe anyone anything. All to all, unlike many other big cats, leopards don't need a pride to be successful at hunting. What do you know about wolves? More likely it's the fact they live in groups. But what about an expression, lone wolf? Is it used to talk only about people? No, it isn't. This expression didn't appear by accident. Wolves live by nature in packs. They've got ranking and each takes an assigned place. The alpha male is the leader, the one who guides the others and takes care to get food and defend the territory. The female wolf assists him. The couple makes every decision about the life of their pack. It's necessary to have a strong personality for that. Wolves usually don't fight in a pack, but confrontations often happen with strangers and lone wolves. Yeah, the very ones. But how does it happen that once a wolf becomes lone? There's always the exception to the rule, or the relatives sometimes may bait him. There can be a lot of reasons. A wolf can be simply weak, or vice versa. He decides to measure strength with the alpha male for the right to the female wolf. And if he succeeds in that as a stronger wolf, he becomes the leader of the pack, or on the contrary, he turns into a lone wolf. Even though he has to struggle for life until his last breath. Wolves are very endurable. A hungry and lone predator can easily spend 10 days without food. He has such a strong desire to live that even if his leg is trapped, he will bite it off. And as long as hunting dogs attack him, he will fight desperately. Moreover, being injured, he will run away from hunters for several kilometers. Males feel strong attachment to their females and are, so to say, perfect family men. He won't search for another female and will look after the babies very well. And now, let's try to feel a lone wolf's grief. Imagine, an exile lies somewhere far from his former close friends and hears their howl. But he can't answer them because nobody's waiting for him. Howl is not just a predator's voice. It's an encoded message with particular signals. It can be attracting, especially during the mating season, or calling to hunt, for instance. Other males understand the leader's demand well. A lone fellow still has a small chance to change his situation, but only if he meets a lone female. And if he has good luck, he will have a possibility to prove he is strong enough physically and mentally so that to dominate over the future offspring. But taking into account the fact he was left out, having neither of the mentioned qualities, he's doomed to loneliness till the end of his life. Brown bears are essentially confirmed loners in their nature. This statement is mostly true about males. All day long, they wander around searching for food and don't need any fellows. Only a female with her cubs can lead an active social life. Once in a year, the pigeon-toed gather together for a short time to do their duty towards nature. Besides, males often have fights in order to spend a weekend with a lady. But why don't they form packs as wolves do? If we escape from deep scientific definitions, a pack can be described as a group of animals belonging to the same species that live together, not only to be fruitful and become many, but also protect themselves from bigger animals. Now, let's have a look at a brown bear and ask ourselves, why does it need a pack? The club-footed is a skilled predator and should fear nobody. Its basic diet is plants, and there's no need to ask relatives for help to pick raspberries or open a beehive. So a brown bear lives alone because it finds it unnecessary to have companions. But if it wants to talk heart to heart, there are a lot of mushroom pickers or tourists in the wood. I love you, eucalyptus. Who said that? A koala did, sure enough. Being essentially a lone animal, a koala would rather hug a tree than another koala. Young koalas can be seen riding on their moms' backs, but soon they leave to take care of themselves and lead a solitary life, enjoying liberty. And as you've already guessed, these animals cut short their solitude only to procreate. The same is true about this guy, the sloth. For such slow creatures, any relations mean covering a long distance, so why would they even bother? Sloths prefer swinging and hanging on branches all alone, maybe thinking about a sense of life or the universe in the shade of the leaves. Water beast! That is the translation of the Greek word whale. What do you know about whales except they are the hugest mammals? Today you're gonna know them better, that's for sure. Sperm whales, for example, can dive to the depth of 2,000 meters and stay underwater for an hour and a half. They can live for up to 50 years, and all that period is connected with migration. Despite the huge size, they are not aggressive towards other water inhabitants. Today, our video is devoted to lone animals, so let's focus on one representative, the 52 hertz whale. This is an unknown species of whale which has been detected in different parts of the ocean since the 1980s. As you've already guessed, its peculiar feature is producing 52 hertz frequency sound. You hit the jackpot if you hear whales singing. That's incredible! If whales are near, you can hear them while diving. The phenomenon of the loneliest whale in the world singing at 52 hertz frequency is a unique fact. Usually, whales sing at a 15 to 20 range frequency. That's much lower. And yes, other males will never hear the lone one due to his peculiarity. I suggest you to listen to his song. Its unanswered, heartbreaking singing was detected before 2004, and the latest case was in 2010. Its song contains series of several seconds cries. After that, he stays numb and repeats again. Sometimes it cries during 20 hours, making only a few breaks. One more problem is that its routes don't pass through other whales' tracks. It covers the distance of 30 to 70 kilometers every day. How is it possible to help the poor thing if scientists can't identify its species? They suppose that it can even be a mutant or a blue whale hybrid or a hybrid of some other species. Deaf people assumed the whale couldn't hear too, so its singing was distorted and became a bit lower as it grew older. Actually, it shows that the whale is healthy if it managed to stay alive up to maturity. Its peculiarity doesn't affect its lifespan. Is there a chance it will meet a similar one? Maybe. But only one source of such sound is detected each year. A professor supposes the whale is not the only one, and in 2010 there was a similar sound caught within a radius of 5 to 6 miles. They think there might be several sources, but these are still only guesses and there's little information about singing at such a frequency. But we hope one day it will find a partner and a family. According to the recent internet messages, the whale has got a friend producing the same frequency sounds. Though it sounds nice, there is no proof of that. More likely the information is about 2010 when detectors near the California coast caught sounds of whales singing at a frequency similar to the mysterious figure. But for now, the 52 hertz whale is the loneliest whale in the world. The last song of the moho bird. Imagine you were the last person on the earth. Well, you might wander around supermarkets for a week or two and eat any tasty thing you wish, But after a while, we would find ourselves lonely. We are social and need communication, or at least awareness of the fact that we're not alone, though nowadays there's a lot of introverts. Let's listen to a record of a songbird. What do you think is wrong with its singing? In fact, everything is okay. Moreover, I should say it's very beautiful. But, as is the case with the 52 hertz whale, unfortunately, none of its relatives can hear this song as it appeared the last representative of its family on the planet. That's Moho bricatus, and we also won't actually hear it anymore as its last song was in 1987. Imported rats, pigs, and mosquito-borne diseases, avian malaria, and the destruction of its natural habitat owing to hurricanes caused its extinction. These fellows lived on the Hawaiian Islands. Altogether, they had bad luck, especially the one who sang the last song. These rodents live their lives in solitude and allow a partner to approach only for procreation. Chipmunks are rather selfish. It's innate. People who want to acquire them as pets should remember about such a trait. Chipmunks are eager to defend their territory and won't be with a large number of relatives in the same cage. A confrontation is sure to take place. An interesting fact is that a chipmunk has got elastic cheeks which can widen. A rodent uses this feature to shift food into the hole. They can jam different treats into their mouths, up to 70 sunflower seeds, 30 corn grains, or about 10 to 12 acorns. How this meanie can share all the tasty things with anybody else? It's not so bad to live alone. And finally, here are some facts about swans. Hundreds of legends are devoted to swan loyalty. It's said after the death of one, the second one always stays alone for the rest of its life. And sometimes it even dies from such stress. But it's not actually like that. Of course, they are an example of the most loyal partners in the world, though after several months of loneliness and grief over their partners, they are ready to meet another companion to spend their whole life together. That's it. Hope you found it interesting. If so, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel so as not to miss the next video. Bye!